some reason this said something weird. I don't know why it said that. But how's everybody doing today? Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Patreon, those links are in the description. Let me pin this to the chat. Let me also put a poll. What's up, everybody? We've got 48 people here. So again, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys being here. I woke up I honestly was going to go live this morning. I slept in a little bit. So I apologize for not being live throughout the entire morning. But we will be live for maybe about an hour here today to go through some things that are happening today, especially surrounding the project of the day, which is Cronos. I talked about it yesterday. I made a video on it comparing the gains between Cronos holding that for 500 days and buying it for 500 days versus SCHD and investing into an ETF for 500 days. And honestly, the gains, while they were for me out of the $10 investment per day, I made $3,000, as now has in less than a day has risen by $2,000. And that's just with Cronos making these moves, and we'll talk about those moves and why those moves are happening. But I do appreciate you guys, so let's say good morning to people. Kevin, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Good morning from Pennsylvania. Let's go. First, yo, what's up, Matt? What's going on? Congratulations on having a large bag. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. There's people out there that have a lot more than I do. The bag that I showed you yesterday was literally just investing $10 every single day into CRO, and I'm going to show you that again today because I do have a very large bag of CRO. And just this alone looks really, really good. And I would assume that we're going to see a lot more as we move forward. Cronos to $2. Yeah, I think that's going to be an easy possibility. But there's a lot of people or some people that still count it out. But when you see it in the news this much and this big, it's obviously going to be a lot larger. Will the $1 dream come closer this year? Honestly, I would love to see $1 happen this year. And we know that CRO can move insanely fast. I do want to look through coin market cap and see the volume there, see what's happening there, but then also go into my original position. But again, we're saying good mornings right now. If they do it right, lots of DeFi projects will swamp into Cronos chain. I agree. Good morning from Wyoming. Well, good morning, Todd. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Good morning from San Diego. It's always not a shock, but it's just amazing that I could potentially go to some of these cities and states and know people or have something in common with some people. We invest into crypto. We love CRO. We like XRP. We like Jasmine Coin. We like all these different projects and for reasons, right? For main reasons as to why we like them. And it's always great to have, especially as an introvert, it's always great to know that you can have conversation with people that may know you in other cities and states and stuff and countries, honestly. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. We got 96 people that are here. If you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do so. Everybody gave up on CRO. I don't think people did. I think you have some that have reached out to me and like, look, CRO is not making a move. It just doesn't have the volume. I can't get into this. I can't be a part of this. And I would just try and reassure them, like CRO is definitely going to be a lot larger than you think and a lot larger than other people think because you just look at what crypto.com is, right? Crypto.com is not going to fail. Crypto.com is so large and you're going to see CRO implemented in that for decades and its entire existence. So to think that CRO is going to fail means that you believe crypto.com is going to fail. That's not something that I could see. In the near future. They've been the most transparent out of any exchange, honestly, besides Coinbase, who has, they're a publicly traded company, so they have to be as transparent as possible. um, but yeah, I believe CRO is going to be worth a lot more. And Singapore, thank you for watching. I knew something was up when I saw CRO team at the White House. Yeah, for sure. Sorry, what's the poster behind you? Wolverine poster? Yeah, I have a few Marvel posters. So I have a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse poster right here where my thumb is. I have a Deadpool and Wolverine poster. I have a Thor Ragnarok poster. I have a few others, right? I have Avengers Endgame, a lot of Marvel stuff. I'm a huge Marvel fan, and this is our movie theater, I would say. We try and light it up, and we got the projector right up here, and then the screen that's over there, and comfortable couches and um, beanbag chair that the cats love to sleep on. So yeah, that's what's down here, and this is obviously my office area slash movie theater slash gaming slash everything. So CRO breaking all-time high by the end of this week. Would love to see that. You're talking about 90 cents. I want to see it way past that. So CRO going to flip BNB. I mean, not by price, maybe by market cap. You never really know. But CRO is the one being implemented here, right? BNB is not really being put in that place. CRO is a liquidity token for Truth Social. Let's go. Any type of use case, I'm a big fan of, right? So let's go into where the market is right now, and then we'll go into CRO as well. So thank you guys for being here. Currently, the market is at a $3.82 trillion market cap, 1.8% down. Bitcoin sitting down about 1.5%, while Ethereum's down 3%. XRP being down 1%, BNB down 2%, 4% for Solana. And then if you scroll down, let's continue to scroll down. We'll get to, we gotta get to about a $6 or $7 billion market cap. Cronos is sitting at 23rd on the list by market cap, sitting at a $6.8 billion market cap. It is up 26% today, 43% in the last 7 days. And 5% in the last hour. Volume, we're seeing $470 million. That's not something you typically see, right? $470 million is not something typically you see within CRO. It can move with, $50 million. So 470, $500 million, whatever it ends up being, it could be billions of dollars. You will see massive movement within it because Cronos is more of a hold coin, where you hold it. I know it's a token, but you hold it for the fact that you can be able to gain something from staking. You can gain something from crypto.com. You can decide to stake it in many different places. There's use to it as well, to where you're getting not even use, but what was I saying? Like rewards that you get from it. So you're getting CRO and rewards. People are gathering more. It's a reason to hold it, and that's where the strength comes from. So when you see it holding at a $2 or $3 billion market cap with only $20 million worth of volume, that's because CRO is something that gets all of its strength from the holdability of it, right?
Damien Victor donated $10 through Super Chat.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat, Damien. I appreciate that. You didn't even say anything. I appreciate the love and support. It means a lot. So currently, like I said, in the last, I guess, all history, it's up 936%. It definitely has a lot of growth left to it, and we're going to see a lot more than just 937%. But if we look at the last year, it's up 137%, up to that 20-cent level. And I know that's a significant point, right? 20 to 21 cents. If it can break through that, then you have a lot of room to grow above that. And you have to start going back to previous levels when it was at 30 cents or 50 cents or all the way up to 90 plus cents. And that's where you start getting some of those resistances from. And maybe, 25-cent level is I'm trying to move this out of the way. I hate that it shows the thing. So if it's like a 25, 24, 25-cent level, that could be the next little resistance point before we see it break out to a lot further than that. And we're all ready for it, right? As people that have been invested in the CRO for a long time, this was one of my first plays, and I consistently bought more. I really wish I would have had 1 million, but I consistently bought more. And I believe in what crypto.com is going to do, what CRO is going to do, what the Cronos chain is going to do. That's why I'm so hype about this. Now, volume to market cap ratio, even though we're only seeing 470, or we are seeing a lot, 474, sorry for the coughing, $474 million worth of volume, up 955%. It's still only 6.84% volume to market cap ratio. It's not even a crazy level above that where you typically see like 30 or 40 or 50%. Like, we're seeing action, but it's not even the highest level of action that we could see. So when we do see that, expect to see 25 cents, 30 cents, 40, 50 cents, and all the above, right? So again, very, very excited about this. Now, this all comes from Trump Media is to set up a CRO strategy in $2.42 billion deal with crypto.com. So Trump Media and Technology Group, the owner of U.S. President Donald Trump's Truth Social platform, announced a business combination with cryptocurrency exchange Crypto.com and the blank check company Yorkville Acquisition. Trump Media, the Crypto.com and Yorkville Acquisition enter into a definitive agreement to jointly establish Trump Media Group CRO strategy, according to a Tuesday announcement. The entity will be a digital asset treasury company focused on acquisition of Cronos, the native cryptocurrency of the Cronos blockchain, developed by Crypto.com. Majority owned by Trump Media, Crypto.com, and Yorkville. Trump Media Group CRO strategy aims to build a treasury of at least $6.42 billion, the largest publicly traded CRO treasury. According to the announcement, Trump Media Group CRO strategy will fund its digital asset treasury with $1 billion in CRO tokens, $420 million in cash and warrants, plus a $5 billion credit line from the affiliate of Yorkville. The capital would make CRO strategy the first and largest publicly traded CRO treasury company. The company said in the announcement, adding that it would potentially become the largest digital asset treasury company to market cap ratio in history. To support the long-term commitment to Trump Media Group CRO strategy, the three partners agreed to a mandatory 1-year initial lockup period on their founding shareholders. The lockup will include all granted warrants following the closing of the business combination. An additional 3-year restrictive release schedule is expected to follow the initial lockup period. And this shows, I mean, I guess with the amount that is there, because they have the 100 billion that's there, this could be something to where you have that also kind of heavily implemented in a way throughout time. Now, throughout our not lifetime, but our investment lifetime, we're looking for some major moves based off of this partnership acquisition piece to where places and businesses are coming together in a way. Honestly, it's just amazing to see that. However, we don't truly know the full financial impact that we will see over the years. And I'm just excited to see CRO heavily in the news. And I guess that we talked about it, right? When you have CRO that's looking to reestablish the 70 billion. It's for some main reason to why you see the 70 billion that's going to be released, not just because of their roadmap there and what they're looking to do with crypto.com, but also who they're looking to partner with, what they're looking to do kind of with those coins to establish themselves in the real world. And that's kind of what's very interesting. And I say it all the time, the unknown is what makes things interesting. And we honestly didn't know that these type of things would happen. We knew that we would see somewhere in the realm of possibility that different things in implementation could happen, but it's all still up in the air, and that's what makes people question it and also make people love it. So that's what you see there. So I'm excited about that. Chris did an AMA this morning. Can you review it? I guess I can do that. I would have to, spend some time to watch it and or listen to it. But not right now. Not right now. I don't know how long the AMA was. Hopefully, it was like less than 30 minutes. Because if it was, then I can easily go through that and just listen to it and talk about it as we're doing that through maybe a video or something. But like I said yesterday, before we get into what the chat is saying, I had my CRO that I invested $10 per day. Now I do have another 400,000 CRO in my possession. Majority of, or not majority of it, but a decent amount is going to go towards the CRO stake or crypto.com stake. However, we're going to see a decent amount of movement when we see it at a level of $1, $2, and I'm going to be excited to, have some of these gains and profit. But I also will still have a lot left on the table for even further, right? A $2 level, a $3 level, and potentially even further than that, depending on what we see and the different things that happen with supplies and all that stuff. So I'm happy that I'm up on this $10 per day. I've invested for 500 straight days. And spent $5,000 on it. I'm currently up $5,270 on this. So yeah, it's good. And it's currently sitting at about 21 cents right now. Yeah, it's at 20 points, 20.8, 20.79 to be specific. Up 28 or 29% in the last day too. So let's see. Thoughts on a hidden gem H2 finance? I'll have to get into that in maybe a little bit. Good morning. Followed your method, buying, investing in CRO a little every day, amass 20,000 CRO. See, that's what I mean. Like you can do it little by little and you don't have to sit here and be like, I got to throw $7,000 in on this position. You're buying it at different stages. You buy it at 10 cents, you buy it at 5 cents, you buy it at 7 cents, you buy it at 12 cents. You're buying it at different stages, and then you finally see the level of growth that you can have when you start seeing the 20% increase or 10%, 20%, 30% increases in a day. Seeing it get up to 20, 21 cents, seeing it get up to 25, 50 cents, whatever, you're able to gain a lot. And that 20,000 that you were able to gain, I don't know how much you spent on it. Maybe it was like $2,000. You could essentially turn that into $20,000 at a level of $1. And that's just by investing every single day into CRO. So that's amazing. I'm waiting, or I'm watching 2 lives at the same time. One is yours, another one is Oscar. Well, that's great. I'm glad that, we have other people that are talking about CRO and where things are going. We did hit 21 cents, so we're now broken above 21 cents, which is great. Looking at it compared to the last year, we're still close. Get out of here, man. We're still close to that high point, right? This is at the 21 cent mark, 21.48. You want to see it break that point. But right now it has dropped a little bit below that. Still up 143% for the last year, and in the last day is 30%, which is again fantastic. I have 111 CRO at 9 cents. I was trying to get to 250K. I mean, yeah, I mean that's a good plan. I mean, you still have a lot of CRO either way. At an average of 9 cents, that's phenomenal. That means you spent what, $9,000 on it or something, a little closer to $10,000 on it. I hope this means you'll be making more videos on CRO instead of XRP now. I mean, XRP is still a heavy position of mine, and I invested a lot of money into CRO. We're talking about like 40,000, something like that. I invested a lot of money into CRO, but I also invested a lot of money into XRP. So I'll talk about both of them. But I just want to see more things that are happening. That's the main thing. It's like I want to consistently make videos on CRO, but it's about really the algorithm of YouTube, right? If YouTube is not pushing those CRO videos, which I have a couple that have done a decent amount of views, it's just if YouTube's not pushing it, then the views aren't there. So, and it's not all about the views because I still make videos. Yesterday I made a CRO video and only got like 400 views out of it, but I still made the video. And I knew going into it that it wouldn't be the most popular video, but I want to talk about these plays that I'm invested into. I want to talk about these plays that I believe in. And even though there's not anything brand new, I wanted to talk about it. But now for CRO, we have something brand new that's honestly huge news. So I won't complain at all. Is this still a good time to buy? I mean, if you're looking at the overall high point, it's not the worst time to buy, but I never try and buy during a gain this much. It's up by 30%. So I don't try and find those days and chase the actual position. For a long term out of it, you may see some negativity before you see positivity. But if you're looking for the short term aspect of it, you might not want to do that. You might want to wait for maybe a little, say it's the best time to buy. No. But long term, you could essentially still gain a lot more if you were just letting it like kind of sit, like set it and forget it type stuff. CRO going to the moon, $5 to $10 soon. Would love to see it. A dollar cost average into it. Even now is still a good idea, people. That's what Eduardo says. Thank you guys for being here. We got 120 people here. I would appreciate if you hit the like button. Uh, you said I followed your advice for CRO every day and amassed 20,000. You definitely was solid with CRO. Yeah, I've held CRO for a very long time. Um, it's literally one of my first positions because I think crypto.com was my first platform. I That's a lie. I did have Coinbase for the longest time. I just never really used it. But then crypto.com, I saw the name. Um, I saw, I forget what it was. It might have been on a jersey somewhere, and I was just like, this just seems like it. Like if you're gonna type in how do I get crypto, like it's crypto.com. If somebody was unfamiliar with crypto, they're like, oh, you know what? Let me go to crypto.com. It's like if you wanted to buy a t-shirt, let me go to t-shirt.com. Maybe I'll find a t-shirt. So that's kind of the way that all came up. And buying CRO and being able to make money off of CRO and gather more, it was just a no-brainer. Um, but yeah, I've been solid in it for quite some time. I'm so hyped for CRO. So am I. Uh, um, will this stop CRO from self-burning coins? No, I mean they're naturally deflationary. Like CRO is, uh, you know, naturally deflationary because it does have a burn to it. But the point is, they've had the 70 billion burn. I didn't like the fact that they brought that back, but I thought that there had to have been a fantastic reason as to why they're going to do that. Um, Even though you see some sort of dilution within it. Now, whatever's not being used. And my thought was, hey, they're going to be able to create a reserve or they're going to implement CRO in this reserve. And this amount of CRO is going to sit in government's hands for the longest time, whatever government that is, right? And then you would have a reserve, you would have a reason to utilize CRO in the real world. And I thought that that would be really the case. Now, while it does have a government impact, it's not necessarily that in a way, right? I'll say in a way. But this is very, very interesting where we stand. So to answer the question, I don't think so. I don't think it'll stop that. But in order to see a massive impact to the max supply, you kind of have to wait until all is kind of introduced or at least stored somewhere. If it's not introduced, it has to be held somewhere for kind of a rainy day situation um, instead of being actually used. But we'll see. I was wondering when you was going to get on. I would have got on a lot earlier, but I had to um, put the kids on the bus and everything because it's their second day back to school, and um, tomorrow I shouldn't have to put the kids on the bus, but I still might. Never know. That's the parent life. Um, but yeah, I also slept in. I woke up at 4:30, and since I went to sleep at 12, I only had 4 hours of sleep. So I was like, I need a little bit more. Can't really function off of 4 hours of sleep, especially if I'm going out in the sun. I'm gonna play golf later. Um, yeah, it's gonna be. I'll be tired out there. Fall asleep on the golf cart. Almost. Excited for CRO as well. Brent, this is obviously why they unburnt coins. They had buyers waiting. Basically, yeah, that's what I was looking at. I knew there was a reason as to why that happened, uh, why that got approved in, um, but it wasn't something that was like fully like public. You understood they had a roadmap and they had plans, um, but I never thought that that would be a part of that plan. And then when I saw that, I got discouraged, got upset, but I didn't sell my CRO, right? A lot of other people said, look, I'm selling it. I'm giving up on it. I can't deal with the fact that they're introducing more. They're doing it for a reason. They've never really steered me the wrong way or steered any of us the wrong way. So why should I give up on them in any capacity? Now, depending on the different movement and the strength of that movement, I still have my exit plan that's set up the way that it is. I did break that down a little bit, but um, it really all depends on what I'm able to gain through, the amount that I have for um, Coinbase. Do you hold any Digibyte? I don't. I don't hold any. Look at it go. I mean, currently it's at 20, almost 21 cents. It has come down since come down. I just paused Coin Baron to come here. Going to check out Oscar for a bit. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. When I woke up, I said, "Where's Matt?" Yeah, I'm not on. I wasn't on. But I do appreciate you looking for me. I've been dollar cost averaging into CRO little by little since June 2021 and staking the whole time. And my bag has grown to over 45K with an average buy price of 11 cents. Let's go. I love to hear that, that you've been investing for that long, little by little. I mean, it takes a lot to see the type of movement and not like kind of react off of that movement because during all of that time, right? In June of 2021, they were at a really low point, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because everything came down in May of 2021. Everything started falling, and you saw really low lows by the next month. You saw some steady lows. So I don't know what the price was then, um, but I know it's consistently stayed low, and we haven't seen much activity and much volume into it. Um, and even as things were growing like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP and Solana, CRO just kept going down the list, right? Market cap wise, it was 20th and 21st and 28th, and like it's just kept going down the list. Now it did stay at about a 2 billion, one to $2 billion market cap, right? So it was still in the billions. It just uh, didn't have the same level of hype or attention in a way. And while I did talk about it in many videos, talking about becoming a CRO millionaire, talking about my exit plan, talking about how much CRO I'm willing to obtain, and putting a certain amount in there to be able to gain or to have 100,000, to have 200,000, to have 300,000. It just felt really really good to continue to double down and triple down and quadruple down. And I'm sure that you went through the same things, right? Where people told you no, right? CRO's dead. It's not going to survive. It will always be dead. And now you see the potential life within it. And this is just with a $512 million volume day. We're talking about we can get to billions of dollars. We can see multiple billions of dollars and see this grow to 25, 50 cents, and hover and stay at levels of 70 cents to a dollar. How many CRO coins you got? So I have a total of about 450,000. And I'm proud of being able to gain that much over time. Hit the like button, share the live. Thank you, Franklin, for saying that. Support the channel. It does mean a lot when you do that. CRO to $1 by October. Boy, would I love to see that. We'll see how things cool down, because right now, today is a negative day. Today is not a positive day by any means. Now, things could always change. We could see things completely change over, and then everything else starts making moves as well. But today is not the most positive day. And typically, when you see something that runs, you see a catch up with the market, right? Where once it hits its high level, you have a plateau, but the market was supposed to decrease. So you will see a decrease in that market that's there. Now, wherever that decrease will be, I don't really know for sure. And maybe you see consistent growth within this and it gets up to 30 cents and then the decrease comes down to 25 cents. That could always be a possibility. Or it comes down to 20 cents, which would be about a third of where that high price was. So I just want people to be prepared for that. I would love to see it continue to thrive and see so much money that's into there. But right now, there's not a huge amount of inflow into the crypto market, which sucks, because if this came, this news right here came at a positive day, like to where Bitcoin is skyrocketing, Ethereum is skyrocketing, XRP is skyrocketing, Cronos would be at like 50 cents right now, because you would have the inflow of billions of dollars that are going into the market, and people would look for what's the reason, what should they invest into, and what are they going to see. CRO is primarily in the news because of what's going on here, because of Trump media, right? And I don't care what you think about, uh, I don't know what you think about Trump media or Trump or whoever, right? What I care about is the crypto side of things. What I care about is being able to have a financial impact, to being able to have an impact on my balance, on your balance, on everybody else that has believed in CRO for the longest time, right? I just want to let you know that care about what actions are being done, not necessarily the person that's doing it, right? Or the people that are doing it. In any case, that's not how I feel in any way. I hate when people come to me and be like, "Oh, why are you talking about this and talking about this person?" And I'm like, "Look, I don't care who is mentioning what's happening or who is getting things done. I just want to see it get done, right? If people are getting fed on the street, I don't care who's feeding them, unless it was somebody that was gonna feed them poison. Then obviously I don't want that. But I want those people to get fed. I want those people to have a home. I want those people. I don't care who's doing the good. Do the good, right? Making the name sim. Wait, sorry, what? Making the name simple was the masterpiececrypto.com. Yeah, I mean, that's what I fell victim to that, which I don't know if it's a victim, but I was the one that, or not the one, but I was one of those people that said, you know what, I'm going to search up crypto.com, find the best crypto site. Already had Coinbase and already had BTC from signing up and doing that. So, and it wasn't a lot, it was like $20, but I already had BTC and I was like, well, maybe I should get crypto.com. I would like to have Cronos. I don't believe I could get it on Coinbase. And if I did or was able to get it on Coinbase, I didn't think that I can get it on Coinbase. So I thought that, during that time that some of these cryptos were more specific towards that site. And maybe that is true, but I don't know. Good morning. Good morning to you as well. Any predictions on Chainlink for a new all-time high? Not really, not at the moment. I have invested in the Chainlink leverage trading wise. That's pretty much all I've done. I haven't ever invested into it outright, and you know, I should have. I should have honestly invested into it for a long-term leverage trade, um, but I never bought it to hold it for the long term. So I know there's some people that are huge fans of Chainlink and everything that it does, and I've seen some pretty decent movement lately. But no, I don't have any new predictions on that. Maybe I'll have to come up with one as I look at it. Um, how many coins you got, bro? I just said that 400, and maybe I'm behind 450. Um, what do your kids tell your friends you do? Are you concerned about your privacy? No. Um, so my when my kids have, or when Harper, I guess, because Hayden wasn't in school. When Harper had a career day, I was the one to. I actually made a video for career day. I was gonna go in there, but you can't really tell people, like show people, hey, I'm a YouTuber. I tell them like I'm a YouTuber, and I talk about all the boring stuff that you don't want to know about. Now, as they get older and everything, I still will talk about that, but I'll tell them to keep a lot of the financial stuff, like the actual numbers, private. I don't really um, tell them like how much I have. They don't know how much we have. Um, so I don't ever, I always keep that private at the moment. And even their 529 accounts, I keep them private. Even though I involve them in investing, I keep it private on how much they have. Harper's starting to ask questions where she's like, how much money do I have? Like, and I'm like, don't worry about that. Don't worry about how much you have. Just worry about investing the money. And it's getting tougher and tougher because if she's interested in like the percentages and being able to gain something, right now the price of CRO is 2025. I just want to let you know it's come on 2025. It's a great price because it's a great year because things are going to explode for CRO. No, she starts asking questions about the percentages, um, and that's where I'm like, okay, well, if you see the percentages, you're going to see the amounts. But yeah, I tell them I'm a YouTuber. That's my main job, my main source of income, and um, yeah. How much? I read that again. Holding 80K CRO at an average cost of $10. That's fantastic. I'm sure you're very happy with it. Big up to all the 5 cent gang. Do you have it at 5 cents? How much do you have? UK Carb Tech. Um, how much do you have at 5 cents? Is that your actual cost basis? Zero is flying. My entry point is 5.5 cents. Love the rewards. Can you tell me how? Oh, you have 360K CRO at 5 cents. Eating steak tonight. That's amazing. I bet the one thing that I see constantly and I say as well is like when I see gains and I see things that run to certain levels, I'm like, always I should have bought more. Even though you just have to say it, right? Because you had the opportunity every time. But the good thing is you took advantage of at least a few of those opportunities. Because everybody else had the same opportunity to buy CRO or buy XRP or buy Jasmine Coin or buy whatever position, and you decided to make that move. Now, did you go all in and throw absolutely everything that you own on there? No. And you could have, but you did take the opportunity to buy it at all, which some other people chose not to do that. So that's something you can always think about, even if you do say, I should have bought more. It's something we all say. I've said it a ton of times, but I'm not going to hate myself for not investing $100,000 into, you know, CRO. I've gained a lot from it. I'm going to gain even more from it. Vino Finance is a good place to stake on the on-chain wallet. 110K CRO at 9 cents. A lot of people kicking themselves for not buying more, like I am. I do have a decent bag though. Yeah, like I said, that's going to be the case for a lot of people. 450K. Wow, that is a serious conviction. Shout out to you, big dog. Thank you for saying that. I tried to, and it's over time, right? It wasn't something that happened where I was just like, I'm buying all of it here, right? My average price is sitting at close to 12 cents because I bought at a lot of levels. I even bought a heavy bag at 13 cents. So believing in that, I believed in it very, very strongly, and I still believe in it very strongly. I see what crypto.com is, and I'm like, there's no way that that is going away, especially with the transparency. As I saw the transparency after the whole FTX debacle and things that were going on, and they were trying to say that CRO is next and crypto.com is next, and then crypto.com, they came out and they were just like, really? Here's all the information that you need. I'm going to tell you that we have absolutely everything and we will be as transparent as possible. They set the bar for making sure you have one-to-one assets, right? To making sure that you had asset for everybody else. That if somebody owned one CRO, they held one CRO, right? You had a way to cover everything so that if everybody sold on the exchange, the exchange wasn't completely bankrupt, right? The exchange didn't go under. That's the big deal. And then they set the bar for everybody else to display the same information. And they were all rushing around to get this information while CRO had it on deck, ready. They were like, you're gonna tell me that I'm next? Here it is, right? Shut up. That's basically what they said. And I was just like, all right, and I'm sold. I'm sold on what they have to do. I don't care where they go. I don't care what they decide to implement. Now, it was a little iffy when they were like, here's we're gonna reintroduce the 70 billion that we burned. I'm like, you shouldn't be able to reintroduce anything that you burned. It's gone, right? But for good reason as to why that has happened, and why that will be a big impact on the future of CRO. 450, sorry, 450K CRO means $4,500 per penny it moves. Yeah, that's exactly what it means. However, I take out about 40,000. So 50,000 is going to be for kind of ultra short term. 40,000 will be for the staking periods to be able to stake like $400,000 once it gets to, or $40,000 once it gets to a dollar. But then everything else that's sitting there will be for selling points throughout time. But yeah, ultimately the total amount, that's what it means. I'm glad I held my CRO and loaded lines coin. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of people that gave up on it, that said no, this is not for me, especially after the reintroduction of 70 billion coins. You keep ignoring my question. My thoughts on Mary and H2 Finance on Cronos. um so my thoughts, I don't have any thoughts on it. That's what I'm saying. And I didn't ignore the question the first time you asked about H2 Finance. um I don't know what it is, so I have no thoughts on it, honestly. Can I have free CRO, please? No. I used to give out a lot of different cryptocurrency. Um, I gave out XRP. Come to think about it, right? Those days where I gave away 1,000 XRP, even though they were worth, 1,000 XRP was still worth like $500. Now they're worth like $3,000, right? So those people, I don't know what they did with it. I mean, maybe they sold it, maybe they held it. I don't know. Um, but I thought that, during that time that everybody should hold at least 1,000 XRP. Um, a lot of people should have held. I gave away Terra Luna Classic. I gave away Shiba Inu. I gave away Cronos. I've given away a lot of cryptocurrency and used to do it frequently when I had more and more live streams. And maybe that'll come back. I don't know, but prices are starting to hit. Maybe I'll do a lot more giveaways during the bear markets rather than the bull markets, because the bull markets things are at their high. The bear markets, it teaches them to kind of hold on rather than just get it and sell it. And some people will do that, right? Some people will get it and sell it. I've had people that said, "Look, I don't want CRO. Can you give me USDT or give me USD?" And I'm like, "All right, sure, I'll give you that." And they would feel bad about it because now they could have gained so much more if they held on to it, right? You're getting an asset to buy something that's depreciating, right? You're like, I want $50 so that I can go and buy this this sandwich or something. I don't know. You were going to buy the sandwich regardless, but you were going to go and buy the sandwich or go and buy this thing that would depreciate. And now this $50 or $500 is worth thousands of dollars. And yes, it's, years later, but you still gained a lot or could have gained a lot from it. 450K. I have 550 CRO coins at 5.5 cents, bought in 2023. I'm so proud of you for having that much. That's fantastic. That's a lot of money to first put forward, and to believe in that. I mean, when you see it at 5 cents, it's kind of a no-brainer. When I saw it at 5 cents, I was like, I need to buy as much as I can so I can lower my cost basis and also gather more CRO, right? So, seeing it at 5 cents was amazing, but I wish I would have been a person that bought at that level, right? That saw it first at that level. But the first time I saw it, I believe it was at 30 cents, went up to 50 cents and decreased down to obviously the lows of 5 cents. So it took me a while to get more coins and lower that cost basis. I made that move because of you. Man, no joke. I've been lurking on your channel for a long time. Same as Jasmine. I'm in 30% of a penny. Gang, bro, that's amazing. I'm glad that I can help people out, because I know for a fact that not everybody's the same. Everybody thinks differently. So when I talk about a play and I consistently talk about it, that's when people are like, well, maybe I should check this out a little bit more. If I talk about it once, I have a lot of doubt. Where everybody's like, um, I don't see the purpose of holding this. I don't see what you see. But then as I consistently talk about it and mention the pros, the cons, what I'm doing, and that's something that can honestly help out everyone. And I'm glad that you have two examples of what you were able to gain based off of, just what I'm doing, what I'm putting out there. And that's phenomenal. I appreciate you saying that because it makes me feel great about what I'm doing. Sometimes I get on here and I'm like, I'm primarily just talking about my plays. It seems like I don't know, self-centered, like I'm just all about myself in a way, but in all honesty, I don't want to tell you you have to do anything. I want to show you that you can make money, leverage trading. You can make money buying cryptocurrencies at their lows, finding gems at low points. um, I want to show you these things. So when I go to BTCC, which is again a platform that you guys can check out, link is in the description. You can get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. When I talk about BTCC and show you the different positions that I have, whether they're positive or they're negative, and I show you the fact that I'm able to turn $500 into $5,000, $6,000, or even more than that, I'm displaying examples of how you can do this stuff. It's not necessarily telling you this is how you do it. It's telling you that you could do it if you put your mind to it. You know? So that's amazing. Thank you for saying that. And again, I don't want to take all credit. UK Carp Tech, I don't want to take all credit. I want to let you know that you are a large part of why you were able to gain so much with Jasmine Coin, why you were able to gain so much with CRO. And obviously, you're going to continue to gain that much. You are a large reason as to why that is, because there are many people that will hear it and they will
Tesla
not pull
Tips
the trigger.
Network donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Hey, good morning. Are you still holding JG Jasmy?
Yeah, I'm still holding. Uh, still holding Jasmy. First of all, Tesla Tips Network. Hopefully, you have some Tesla tips because I have a Tesla Model 3 Performance. I'm actually going to get the Tesla Model S very soon. So, but yes, I'm still holding Jasmy. I hold a million, and I've been holding for a very long time at this point. But like I was saying, thank you for the super chat, by the way. I want to say that. I don't know if I said it, but I do appreciate the super chat a lot. Um, what was I going to say? So you are a large part in why you're made so much money with Jasmine with CRO, and it's because you decided to buy it. Other people heard the same thing you heard, but even though they saw these things, they saw my passion for it and everything, they still decided not to purchase it at those levels. They waited for it to increase and they purchased it at a higher level. They didn't get as many Jasmine coin. Maybe they're in it, maybe they're not. But if they're not in it, that means they chose. They had the opportunity, but they said no. You had the opportunity and you said, let me check this out some more. You decided to research it more. You decided to buy it. So I want you to get a lot more credit for that than just me coming on here and talking about a position that I like. So um, because if everybody just thinks it's because of me that it's like I told you to buy that position, when in reality you told yourself. I put it in front of you, you told yourself. So if you can find a way to implement that same strategy that you did during that video or that live stream or that or whatever, um, you can be able to see these gains in so many other places, not just on the things that I'm invested into, because there are so many other opportunities. You can make money with HBAR. You can make money with, for some reason, I'm drawing a blank in positions. You can make money with BTC. You can make money with Chainlink, VeChain, whatever it is, right? You can find those lows, find those opportunities, invest into those, believe in those, and see it flourish. So, anyways, thank you for saying that. I only have 250 in USD and CRO. When it pumped, I only held 250 in USD and CRO when it pumped. It's still something. 50K euro, by the way, not 50K CRO. Oh, 50K euro. So how much CRO is that then? 1.73 million Jasmy. All my coins, all risk removed from the market. All my coins, all risk removed from the market, all 100% profit from here. And when this is all said and done, I'll find you in Discord. Well, I'm not in Discord right now, but I don't have my Discord. I only have the Patreon, which I chat on there all the time. But that's amazing. That's fantastic that you have your risk removed and you're all into profit right now. That's fantastic. Um, just buy some more, or you just bought some more. I have 1 million CRO, lame UK carp. That's amazing to have 1 million CRO. What do you, or you're calling somebody lame, but that's amazing that you have a million CRO. Wish I had a million CRO. Um, where can you trade Lunic in the US? Kraken right now. Kraken is kind of the only place. That's where I hold my Terra Luna Classic. So yeah. How high do you guys think CRO will go this year? Start a poll. Want me to start a poll? Let me change this other poll. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Let me end this poll and I'll start another poll. Let me change options. How many options can I add? Add 4. Can I add more than that? I can only add 4. All right, well, we'll do that. Uh, Hope I'm doing this sign right. I'm pretty sure that's how you do that, right? Because it would be less, whatever it is greater than. I'm pretty sure I'm doing that right. Yeah, we got to do it that way because whatever it is greater than um, that. I think that's the right way to do it, but we'll do it either way. Please tell me if that's the right way. Oh, some people think already that it's greater than $1. Already, we got 11 votes right now and currently sitting at 45% saying greater than $1 this year in 2025. Remember, it's this year. I'll take it though. I'll hear it. You shouldn't trade that. I should buy CRO. Angel, I personally feel 50 cents, but $1 is impossible depending on the US. Is impossible depending on the US market will flip. For what? You said Angel. How high do you guys think CRO will? So you think $1 is impossible depending on the US market? $1 for CRO is at a $33 billion market cap. That's not impossible. Not even close to impossible. Matt, thanks for the Lunic and XRP you gifted me. I'm still holding. That's amazing. Thank you for saying that. I don't know how much I gifted you, but um, you're welcome. Do you have the CRO credit card? If so, is it worth it? I don't have the CRO credit card because my CRO app has been acting up. I applied for it and got approved for it. I just had to or I think I had to validate something. It might have been like my some information, and it wouldn't allow me to do it because the app was acting up, and that was like a month ago. So I would have the green one. I just don't know. Like I have it active on my account. Or sorry, I have it approved on my account. I don't have it active. So it shows the two different cards. Like I can swipe back from debit to credit because I do have the credit or the debit card, but I would rather not have to um, fund that or top it off in a way. I would just like to have the credit uh, and then just pay off the credit. I hate having to remember that a bill's coming out in that, or multiple bills are coming that out in the month, and I need to top it off. I hate having that, but um, I think it's worth it. I feel like you get a large percentage back, and with the amount of CRO that I've been able to get back from the purchases that I've made, we're talking about CRO, not just dollars. So it's already invested into something that has the potential to get to a level of $1. So if you gain 1,000 CRO from it, while it's only worth, um, I don't know, it may be worth $100 or something like that. You could then go, all right, I can now see this at $1,000 because I have 1,000 CRO and it's at $1, so $1,000, right? So CRO credit cards are worth it, in my opinion. I have the Jade for about 3 years, awaiting a huge boost up, um, and use the icy. Yeah, I want to get the icy as well, especially with the 4,000. Because if you have 4,000 and you go to 40,000, you're then moving up to the next level as you decide to stake that. I have 91,382 CRO priced at 9 cents. That's amazing. Congratulations on having that much. I started buying CRO listening to this channel, watching the Lakers play, and seeing that a logo on the court was all I needed to see. That's a good point. Very, very good point. CRO to $2.79 is inevitable at this point. uh, that's around 320K CRO at the moment. um, for what? Ownership is the key to wealth, not price. Focus on gaining more ownership, especially on bad news. Yeah, that's very true. I hold a lot of Jasmine and Cronos, bro. That's amazing. I'm glad you do. Um, can I ask how much that is? Not dollar wise, just how many CRO, how much Jasmine you have. CRO is going to $10 minimum. $10. I would love to see it, but that's not within my ultimate plan. But then again, I have forever CRO, so if it does, fantastic. Because I have a 100,000 that's sitting in my ledger wallet that I don't plan on touching. You understand how market cap works, I hope. Oh, you're talking to another person. Uh, I mean, it's not saying that it's impossible to get to these levels, especially when you're heavily implemented within, um, let's say, within government and within businesses. It's not necessarily a bad thing to see it at multiple billions of dollars or even hundreds of billions of dollars, because at a $3 price point, that is about a $100 billion market cap because it's 33 billion coins that's in the circulating supply. So that multiplied by three, you're looking at about $100 billion. So seeing that at $6 would be $200 billion. Seeing it at $9 would be a $300 billion, right? So then you would just need to see it below $400 billion. Now that is still a lot, right? I wouldn't say that 100% it's there, but with any type of use cases and places to where it can be implemented, especially in large money flow places, I feel like it starts to get the chances start to get higher and higher of that happening. Market cap is definitely a significant point uh, for you to take in as you're making your investment, as you're accepting your gains. But I never write anything off. I would never say it's not going to happen, right? I would say that the chances are slim, but then once things start to get show their cards, once places start to show their cards, and I feel like you have more clarity on what can happen, then you start to get that percentage to either increase or decrease depending on what that news is. Last time CRO went from $10 to 90 cents. This time it will go to $1.50. Yeah, I can see that 100%. But it will resist at multiple points. Only market cap I worry about is my CRO. It's going to $10. My my selling. Wait, I'm selling half at $1.25. That's good. I'm all for people taking profit, and anybody else would be too. It's not a diamond hands forever situation. Now you can have forever coins because you never know what CRO is going to be in the next 10 years. You never know what a thing like XRP or Jasmine is going to be in the next 10 years. And when it does become something bigger, you're like, okay, I have something. I have stake in the game. I have skin in the game, right? I'm not going to just go, oh, let me watch CRO get to a level of $100 per coin. And you're just sitting on the sidelines like, I sold at $1. Now you probably will sell a decent amount, a larger amount, but you still will have a lot left on the table if CRO is at that level of $100. I know I will for sure. Well, that's 5x Binance, their coin, bro. If you want to hold till $10, better be ready to wait a long time. However, I'm a bigger, a big heavy CRO holder, but 10 will be a very far reach. I agree with you. 10 will be a far reach, but it's definitely not impossible. Right? And who's to say it could be worth more than Binance, because you think about, um, again, the governmental impact for CRO versus not having that for Binance. Maybe you do, but there's nothing in the cards for it right now. There is for CRO. So you're seeing more of an impact on a scale to where they have the most money in the world, right? You're talking about, um, money flow. Now, I'm not saying that it's necessarily going to be used, the same way like XRP is going to be used, or the same impact that you would have with, the largest cryptocurrency there, but it could be one of the largest cryptocurrencies in the world. You never honestly know. And I don't want to count anything out. Again, I will not have that much CRO, and also you have to factor in the max supply, right? The max supply could be 100 billion, and that could all be released, and then now you're looking at a dollar price at $100 billion market cap, right? Um, so you have to factor that into it as well. But also, Cronos has that natural burn to it, and you could see the burns that come from Crypto.com at any moment. If something's not being used, they can go, all right, we'll burn off the rest, and then that increases the price even more because of just the FOMO um and everything. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying. You have a Kraken referral signing up now? No, I don't. They don't, offer any referrals as far as I know. I've uh I've had an account for probably 2 years now, and they don't have any type of referrals unless they added something in the recent days. Remember that the alligator always eats the bigger number. Well, yeah, that's what you're talking about, the sign or whatever. Potential spam. Well, I'm not going to answer that. Um, but yeah, you're talking about the sign. I figured that's the case, that the alligator always eats the bigger number, but I never know if it looks right with it with a number in front of it and no number behind it. Like, because typically I want to say, greater than, and I want to put the greater than sign first before the number, because then we know that that is the lesser number, and then have this over here. However, when you're typing it out, you can't see anything before it. So I could put a question mark, but I don't know. It just bothers me. When I'm looking at it on like a problem, you have just the two potential numbers or two numbers, and then you have the greater than symbol. But if the greater than number is unknown, that's where it gets to be a little difficult to even look at. Um, no, it's not impossible. Sorry, it's possible, but will not be an easy point to reach. I agree. CRO to get listed on Binance next. Thoughts? No. Um, I mean, technically, CZ isn't running the show, right? So I know CZ had like, and maybe it's within their fine print or some sort of agreement where they're like, when I leave, CRO never gets listed on here, because I think they don't want CRO on, um, BNB. They just don't like each other. But CZ doesn't run the show, so maybe. But I would say no. But then again, if it's one of those plays that's, um, worth $40 billion, how do you say no? None of my users on Binance can ever trade CRO. That now tells, um, people that are on Binance, they have to go over to CRO or go over to crypto.com, sign up for crypto.com in order to obtain CRO if they wanted to. So that might not necessarily be the best business plan, because, CRO allows BNB on their platform. They don't care. But, BNB or, Binance doesn't allow CRO on their platform. When they allowed FTX on their platform, that's crazy. If I go by, how many tokens I have, it's about 16K CRO, coins. Price to add 8 cents. That's good. All right, you guys talked me into it. CRO to $100. What? Referring to you as wait, referring to your greater than and less than question. Yeah, I got it. Uh, you know what? F it. Let's go $100. Oh wait, now Anthony W is like $100 as well. What would the market cap have to be for CRO at $100 per coin? So it would be 3.3 trillion. Yeah, somebody put it. Yeah, 3.35 trillion at the moment. That's a lot. But then again, like you look at what could be, and while this may be a situation where we have 100 billion in total circulating supply or total max supply, um, and you have 33 billion in circulating supply, it could be down the road where majority of that supply is burned off potentially after implementing what you wanted to implement, um, and introducing the amount of money that you wanted to introduce. um, you could see the rest of that still come off the table. But at the moment, with 33 billion coins, a $100 price would be 3.35 billion or trillion. 100% amen to that, Biz. I'm selling max 30% of my CRO in current bull run, and I know what CRO will do in the long run. What about listening in Robinhood or listing in Robinhood? Aren't they already? Are they not already in Robinhood? Or is that for some reason sometimes I look at ADA and CRO is the same? I don't know why, but maybe they're not. Anthony W definitely got to take profit. That's a part of investing. I've watched so many round trip bags. Yeah, I've seen that as well. You have to find a way to take profit. Money talks when listing on Binance. Anti CRO, yes, but Binance ain't stupid. Yeah, I mean that's the thing is they have so much flow of money. So if you go to exchanges and look at the flow of money, no matter what the situation is, you have $29.9 billion worth of volume in the last 24 hours. You can look at the top one, two, three, four, five, six exchanges, and you can say that's still more than what they have there, right? If I'm not, yes, that's still more than what they have there in Binance out of the top the other six exchanges there. So no matter if they have it or not, this is billions of dollars that are going into here. Now, if CRO becomes a $20 billion market cap, and you're seeing multiple, $2-3 billion worth of volume, it just makes them stronger to have Coinbase and Binance, which were S tier exchanges, and people wanting to buy CRO, right? It makes CRO that much stronger. And it makes crypto.com that much stronger if people are wanting to buy CRO from these platforms. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I would love for them to be listed on Binance because then you would have more volume. I've been teach last bull run. You've been taught last bull run that dumped suddenly. Okay, got you. Luckily, it was with a small 1K bag. Yeah, I've seen the ups and downs. I invested at more of the middle ground before the peak, and then when the peak happened, I didn't sell anything. Um, I wasn't looking to sell anything because I still felt like I was early stages into my journey, and I felt like I needed to buy more. Now, while that did suck to see everything decrease lower than my cost basis and I was negative on everything, it did give me the opportunity to then buy at some very low lows, whether you're talking about CRO or Jasmine Coin or XRP or Farmcoin or Krill Coin or whatever the coins that I hold. And I hold pretty much everything that I bought um, in in history. Not not all of the coins because I did make profit on a few things, but I still hold all of the positions, right? All of the coins themselves and tokens. The price shows up, but you can't buy or sell on Robinhood. Got you. CR will be $5 in 2030 or by 2030. I could agree with that. That's a good range. You got 5 years. That's when the WNBA team or the Philly WNBA team gets um, introduced into the league. Can't wait for that. How to take profit when I want 20% in 1 year. How to take profit when I want that 20% in 1 year. I don't know what you mean. Binance did list uh, MCO. Used to be the main coin for CRO. Wonder why Binance doesn't list CRO. They don't like each other. Well, CZ and Chris don't like each other, from what I what I understand. Um, but Binance will list everything else, right? They'll list FTX token and get screwed over by that. Um, but yeah, that's just how they work. All right. Well, I want to see what the results are for the poll, and then we'll pretty much get out of here because I gotta go and eat lunch and then make some videos. I'll make another video in CRO to kind of break down what has happened and where I see things going and all that stuff. And then I'll also make maybe another video as well. Um, but the current results, right, for how high will CRO reach this year? 25 cents, 8% of the voters. We have 159 votes. 8% of the voters said 25 cents. You had 28% of the voters that said $1. And you had 32% of the voters that said 50 cents. And then the winner is more than $1 at 32%. And the winner was decided by 1%, was more than $1. So greater than $1 is where we're going to get to by the end of this year. That's what was said in the chat and what people believe, and I'm firmly fine with that. I will accept any of those numbers. Well, not 25 cents. We're very close to it. By the end of the year, I would love to see a lot more than that. So, uh, the fact that we're seeing this 20 cent level, and hopefully we can see the 25 cent level, the 30 cent level, the 50 cent level very, very soon. But today, again, it's not the most positive day. It's a negative day, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a retracement here, back down to lower levels after it reaches whatever that peak is. Maybe the peak was 21 cents because that's where it was previously, so it's kind of resisting from there. Um, and that's fine. But when we see the positive market, we should see a lot more volume that's flowing into CRO. So, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. And if you guys want to sign up for BTCC, I have a link for that in the description, in the chat. This is a platform to where you can trade CRO at a 10x leverage, at a 50x leverage. You can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. I think I might put through a leverage trade, a short-term leverage trade that I may end up getting liquidated on, but I'm going to do it for shits and giggles, honestly. And we'll see. But you guys can get a 10% deposit bonus, extra bonuses up to $10,055, and you can practice trading, right? I have a couple of trades that are in here, some that are positive, some that are negative, right? I have one for ONT that's at $166 of a decrease, $10 down for HBAR. I'm up $1,300 for OKB. $3 or $4 for Lunic, $300 for ADA, down 100, down 131, up 183, up 368, up $100. So this is the platform that I've been able to grow from $500 to $5,000 or even $6,000 at the peak point. So yeah, and also I think they're still running the promotion. Yes, they are. From the 20th to the 27th, you guys have a chance to win a free $250 in USDT if you sign up using my link. So feel free to do it. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching, for showing up and everything. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.